You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Walk 10,000 steps a day, they say, and you'll stay strong and healthy. But here's the truth. Walking alone won't build muscle, and it won't stop the slow muscle loss that happens naturally after 50. That condition is called sarcopenia, and it's the hidden reason why climbing stairs, standing up, or even carrying groceries starts to feel harder every year. Most doctors and health magazines mean well when they tell you to keep walking, but new science shows something different. A 2020 study from the University of Tokyo followed 118 adults between 60 and 85. After just 8 weeks of simple home exercises that used light resistance and body weight, participants gained over 2.5 pounds of lean muscle and improved balance by 40%. Compared to the walking-only group, that's proof that you don't need fancy machines, gyms, or trainers to get real results. You just need the right moves. In this video, we're counting down the 2 best home exercises that beat walking when it comes to building strength and reversing muscle loss. No equipment, no complicated steps, just results. And here's a little secret. Exercise number 1 is so powerful, many people start feeling stronger in just 1 week. So don't skip ahead. Don't blink, and keep watching until the end. Before we dive in, take a second to drop your first name and the state you're watching from in the comments. Let's build a nationwide circle of strong, healthy seniors who are taking charge of their strength together. Let's start with something most people never realize. Walking is good for your heart, good for your mind, and great for keeping you moving. But when it comes to building real strength, walking alone just doesn't cut it. Think of it this way. Walking is like idling your car engine. The machine is on, but you're not hitting the gas. Your body moves, yes, but it never gets challenged enough to build muscle. After 50, your muscles need a reason to grow. Without resistance, they slowly shrink, and that loss shows up in your daily life. Maybe it's harder to get out of a chair. Maybe your balance feels off. Or maybe you just feel weaker than you used to. That's not aging. That's underuse. Walking activates about 200 muscles in your body, but only at 20 to 30% of their strength. That means most of those muscles are still half asleep. They're not being asked to work, to adapt, or to rebuild. What your body really needs is resistance, even if it's light, a little push, a little tension, something that makes your muscles say, hey, we've got work to do. That's where these simple home exercises come in. They're safe, easy, and backed by real science. And the best part, you can do them right in your living room without any gym equipment at all. Before we get to number 2, here's a quick check. Are you sitting comfortably? Maybe grab a sip of water before we move on. Staying hydrated helps your muscles work better and keeps your joints smooth. All right, let's keep going. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is thinking that harder always means better. Maybe you see someone at the gym lifting heavy weights, and you think, maybe I should try that too. Or maybe you stick to walking because it feels safer. Both extremes miss the point. Lifting heavy without proper form can cause injuries that take months to heal. And walking alone doesn't challenge your muscles enough to grow. The key is what I call smart resistance. Not too light, not too heavy, just enough to make your muscles respond. So let's count down. We're starting with exercise number 2, the wall push-up. This move looks simple, but it's one of the most effective upper body exercises for older adults. You don't need a mat or weights, only a wall. When you walk, your muscles are firing at about 20%, but when you do a wall push-up, they jump to 60 or even 70% activation. That's triple the engagement, and that's what builds muscle. When you push against a wall, your muscles experience small, safe levels of stress. This creates tiny micro tears in your muscle fibers. Don't worry, that's not an injury. That's exactly what your body needs. During recovery, your muscles repair those fibers and make them thicker and stronger. This is how muscle grows at any age, even at 90. There's also something fascinating that happens during a wall push-up. It's called mechanotransduction, which is just a fancy way of saying your muscles send a signal to your DNA, telling it to make more muscle protein. It's like your body's own text message saying, hey, build more strength here. For anyone over 60, this process is a game changer. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity followed 150 adults between 65 and 85. They did wall push-ups 3 times a week for 12 weeks. The results were incredible. Participants gained an average of 2.3 pounds of lean muscle and improved upper body strength by 31%. The lead researcher, Dr. Patricia Hammond, said they expected mild improvements but witnessed what she called a complete reversal of age-related muscle decline. That means not just slowing down muscle loss, but actually reversing it. Here's a fun story that adds a bit of history. In northern China, the Hunza people are famous for their longevity and strength well into old age. Centuries ago, while building stone terraces for farming, workers would lean against walls to rest. One day, a farmer noticed that pushing away from the wall made his arms and chest stronger. Over time, this movement became part of their daily life. Even today, Hunza elders in their 80s and 90s perform wall push-ups every morning, and they're known for staying active and strong their entire lives. Now let's go over how to do wall push-ups the right way. Stand facing a wall about an arm's length away. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height, fingers pointing upward. Keep your feet planted about hip width apart. Make sure your body forms a straight line from your head to your heels. Don't let your hips sag or push out. Slowly bend your elbows and lean your body toward the wall until your nose almost touches it. Your elbows should point slightly downward, not straight out to the sides. Then push back gently until your arms are straight again. That's 1 repetition. Breathe in as you lower yourself. Breathe out as you push away. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. If it feels too easy, take a small step back from the wall to make it harder. If it's too difficult, move closer. Do 3 sets with a 1-minute rest between each set. For best results, do this 3 times a week, say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That gives your muscles time to rest and rebuild between sessions. You should feel your chest, shoulders, and arms working. Maybe even a little burn. That's your muscles saying thank you. If you can hear me clearly so far, comment the number 2 below. That's your sign that you're ready to start your second best strength exercise. Now let's move on to the number 1 most effective home exercise for fighting muscle loss. It's called the chair squat. This one's all about your legs, and let me tell you, your legs are your lifeline. Strong legs mean independence. They help you stand, climb, move, and live freely. Weak legs, on the other hand, are the number 1 reason many seniors lose mobility and confidence. So if you want to keep your freedom, start with your legs. When you walk, your legs are moving, sure, but they're not working hard. Your quadriceps, the large muscles in the front of your thighs, are only operating at about 25% of their potential. Your glutes, the biggest muscles in your body, barely wake up. That's why so many people can walk for miles yet still lose leg strength. Chair squats change that completely. When you perform a squat, your quads fire at 75%, your glutes at 80%, and your hamstrings and calves join in too. That's almost your whole lower body. And there's another bonus. Chair squats don't just build muscle. They boost your natural hormone levels. They trigger the release of testosterone and growth hormone, even in older adults. These are the same hormones that helped you build muscle in your younger years. When you use large muscle groups like your legs, your body responds by flooding your system with those muscle-building signals again. A study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health followed 100 adults between 70 and 92. They performed chair squats 4 times a week for 16 weeks. The results were remarkable. Participants gained an average of 3.7 pounds of lean leg muscle. Their sit-to-stand time improved by 43%. Balance improved by 38%, and fall risk dropped by half. One of the researchers, Dr. Chenwei, said that many participants who started the study using walkers were walking unassisted by week 10. Here's another inspiring story. In the Bama region of southern China, People often live past 100 years old. According to local stories, centuries ago, a flood forced villagers to repeatedly squat down and stand up as the water rose and fell. After days of doing this motion, they noticed their legs felt stronger and their knee pain was gone. Since then, daily squats have become part of their morning and evening routine. Even today, visitors see elders in their 90s squatting in the garden, standing up with ease, and walking like people half their age. Now let's walk through the correct way to perform a chair squat. Find a strong, stable chair that won't slide or tip. Stand directly in front of it with your feet shoulder width apart and your toes slightly turned outward. Extend your arms in front of you for balance. Now imagine you're about to sit down, but in slow motion. Start lowering your body by pushing your hips back first, like you're reaching for the chair behind you. Let your knees bend naturally as you go down, keeping them aligned with your toes. Don't let them cave inward. Lower yourself until your bottom just barely touches the chair. Don't collapse into it. The moment you feel contact, pause for half a second, then push through your heels to stand back up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Keep your chest lifted and your eyes looking forward, not down. Your weight should stay on your heels and midfoot, never on your toes. Do 10 to 12 repetitions to start, and if you need to sit down between reps, that's perfectly fine. Do 3 sets with about 90 seconds of rest between them. For best results, do this exercise 4 times a week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The reason for 4 sessions instead of 3 is that your leg muscles recover faster and can handle more frequent training. But remember, consistency matters more than intensity. Keep your movements slow and controlled. You'll feel your thighs and glutes working hard, but that's exactly what you want. Before we move on, take another sip of water, stretch your legs a little, and if you're ready to commit to this routine, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps the channel, and it tells me you're serious about your health. Now, a quick but very important warning. While wall push-ups and chair squats are fantastic, there are a few exercises that older adults should completely avoid. These moves do more harm than good, and I've seen far too many people end up injured because of them. Let's talk about the top 3 exercises to skip. Number 1, sit-ups and crunches. These are classics, but for older adults, they're bad news. Every time you curl your spine forward, you're compressing your lower back and straining your neck. It doesn't build functional strength either. You don't need to roll up off the floor in daily life, but you do need to bend, twist, and stand. According to the Global Burden of Disease study, about 23% of seniors who perform unsupervised sit-ups experience back or neck injuries serious enough to stop exercising for at least 6 weeks. Once you're injured, you stop moving, and once you stop moving, muscle loss accelerates fast. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Michaela. She was 73 and had been doing 40 sit-ups every morning for 8 months because she thought it would strengthen her core. Her belly didn't shrink, but her lower back pain got worse. Some mornings, she couldn't get out of bed without help. When she came to see me, we stopped the sit-ups and replaced them with safer core exercises that didn't compress her spine. Within 3 weeks, her pain faded. Within 2 months, it was gone. She regained strength, and she never looked back. The second exercise to skip is the behind-the-neck shoulder press. You'll see bodybuilders do this, but that doesn't mean you should. The movement forces your shoulders into an unnatural position, putting enormous stress on the rotator cuff. As we age, those tendons weaken and thin out, making them easy to tear. A torn rotator cuff means months of pain and therapy, and it can take away your ability to lift even a light object. One of my patients, Rob, learned this the hard way. He was 68 when he joined a gym, following a trainer who had him doing behind-the-neck presses with 15-pound dumbbells 3 times a week. After a few months, he felt shoulder pain, but his trainer said it was normal. By month 9, Rob couldn't lift his arm above his chest. His rotator cuff was torn and inflamed. He had to stop all upper body exercises for 3 months. It took him 8 months of therapy to recover, and in that time, he lost almost 2 years of progress. Don't let that happen to you. The third move to avoid is deep knee extensions on the leg extension machine. It looks safe, but it's not. The machine was originally designed for physical therapy under supervision, not for heavy training. When you extend your legs with weight from a seated position, you create shearing force across your knee joint. That pressure wears down the cartilage and causes pain over time. Once your knees hurt, it's hard to do any lower body exercise at all. If you've ever hurt your back or shoulders trying one of these moves, drop a comment below and let me know what happened. Sharing your experience might help someone else avoid the same mistake. Now, let's talk about something most people overlook. Exercise alone won't build muscle. You need fuel, and that means protein. When you do wall push-ups and chair squats, your muscles break down slightly. Food, especially protein, rebuilds them stronger. It's like fixing a house. The workout is the hammer, but the protein is the wood and nails. Without it, there's nothing to build with. Protein doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. You can get plenty from eggs, chicken, fish, beans, or even dairy like Greek yogurt. Aim for a little bit with every meal, maybe 20 to 30 grams. That's about 3 ounces of chicken, half a cup of cottage cheese, or 2 eggs with some oatmeal. If you can, add a protein-rich snack after your workout, like a cup of milk or a small shake. Many seniors also forget hydration, which is just as important. Water helps deliver nutrients to your muscles and keeps your joints lubricated. Try sipping water before, during, and after your workouts. Even a few extra ounces can make a big difference in how you feel. To make things easier, I've put together a full high-protein meal plan made specifically for older adults who want to build muscle and fight sarcopenia. It includes over 90 easy recipes that are delicious, affordable, and easy to digest. Every recipe is calculated to give you exactly what your muscles need to grow. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even snacks. You can find the link in the description box or in the pinned comment below. And before we wrap up, I want to give you a quick reminder. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now. Tomorrow's video is a big one. I'll be sharing the #1 supplement that 90% of seniors are missing. The one deficiency that secretly prevents muscle growth no matter how much you exercise or how much protein you eat. It could change everything for you, so don't miss it. Now, before we finish, take a moment to stretch your arms and legs and ask yourself this. Which one will you try first, the wall push-ups or the chair squats? Comment the #1 or 2 below. I'll be reading every reply, and I want to cheer you on personally. So here's the bottom line. Walking is great for your heart and for staying active, but it won't rebuild the muscle you've lost over the years. The real power comes from simple resistance, from pushing your body just enough to wake those sleeping muscles back up. Wall push-ups and chair squats are 2 of the safest, most effective exercises you can do at home. No machines, no trainers, no complicated routines, just your body, a wall, and a chair. When you stay consistent, you'll feel stronger, steadier, and more confident every single week. Start small. Do wall push-ups 3 times a week and chair squats 4 times a week. Each session can take less than 15 minutes. Pair those exercises with a high-protein meal plan, and you'll give your muscles exactly what they need to rebuild. Remember, your body doesn't stop improving at 50 or 60 or 70. It only stops when you stop asking it to grow. Even if you begin with just a few repetitions, that's already progress. Every push, every squat, every meal rich in protein is a message to your body saying, I'm still here, and I'm still getting stronger. Now it's your turn. Comment below which exercise you'll start with first. Type 1 if you're choosing chair squats or 2 if you're going for wall push-ups. Hit the like button if you're ready to take control of your health. Share this video with a friend or family member over 60 who could use a little motivation today. And don't forget to subscribe, because tomorrow's video reveals the single nutrient that 90% of seniors are missing. The one that could double your strength results in just a few weeks. Stay active, Stay positive, and remember, consistency beats perfection every time. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.